Baba Booey.
Right. And it sounds like otherwise she's
It sounds like she probably has had that situation happen where the waitress or waiter didn't care, was like, not my problem, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But in this case, it did happen, and you just have to deal with that. But that's such a mean thing to say.
Yeah, the 14-year-old, like, why are we giving them drinks? Like,
did you ever have people write notes on receipts or like mean stuff ever in place of a tip?
not that I can recall. Not that I can recall.
Because I've seen a lot of posts similar to this, where it's like, oh, they wrote this note or they did something really.
I've had like be more attentive or like be nice before.
Wow.
The style differs place to place, right? And there are some places where the style of service is like, especially in Los Angeles, they don't want to talk to you. They don't really want to interact with their servers. They're just there to get their orders. They don't. And then some places they're expecting a lot out of you. Like, I'm here to converse. I don't go out a lot. I'm here to have a good time, and I want my server to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And so when you're getting to a table, you have to vibe check so quickly, right? And a lot of the time, when I would greet a table, I would come in like cold, I would like, we can stop and decide what energy I'm going to give you. Yeah, you're like neutral. And so if you give me like, I'll give you like, and sometimes I would get like, be nicer, or like be like, they wanted energy out of me, but I was like, I'm not gonna give you. You weren't giving me. They feel like, hey, hi, I'd like this. If there's
I've been on a double for 12 hours working this shift. Yeah. I need you to give. If you're not giving me, you don't need anything from me.
Right. We need cues.
That's a really interesting perspective for like people who like ever complain about their servers or are mean to servers. It's like, hey, what you want out of a server is probably not what someone else wants, and you're trying to adhere to everything.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And you have 6 different tables, so you have to remember the different energies of each table. It's like, this one I'm buddy with. This one doesn't really want to talk to me. This one's really difficult. Yeah. Especially where it's like, I've been to this table one extra time to like check on them and they were annoyed. So it's like, well, then I won't come check on you as often. But that's because you gave me that. And then if they're like, well, you didn't come check on us. So it's like, well, I came to see if everything goes right. You gave me some pissed off energy.
The vibes were wrong.
I didn't want to come back. So here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was just seeing if your cup was not full. Yeah.
God. Comments on this. Your manager was far too kind. No way that would have come off the bill anywhere I've been, and the manager in most places would have told him that we don't put our liquor license at risk for people like them, and then thrown them out. OP responded, yeah, but it was like a $15 difference, and we took it away after one sip. I don't know, it felt wrong to charge them. Someone else said, apparently in a few states, parents can buy drinks for teenagers. Had a customer at my bar in Nashville berate me for not serving his teenage son a beer. I was shocked it was allowed anywhere, but it certainly isn't in Tennessee. My very bored security...
Oh, yeah. Wait, hey, minute. What kind of dinosaur is this?
That is a Deinonic.
guard happily threw him out the second he raised his voice at me. So we have a note here. One of those states is Texas. In Texas, a minor may consume an alcoholic beverage if it is in the visible presence of the minor's adult parent, guardian, or spouse. But it sounds like this isn't the case for
adult spouse. What the fuck?
this story. In this case, it's the establishment's rules, follow or don't. Lastly, I had something similar happen. Family came in, young-looking kid forgot their wallet, so no ID. The dad claimed to be a police officer, and I said, then you should be happy that I won't serve her without an ID.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like walking into a full trap. It's like, don't worry, I'm a cop. It's like, what?
So then I won't.
Then I literally won't.
Like, over here, like, sometimes it's strict. The thing is, like, when you're 16, 17, some places can be lenient. But a majority of the time, even if you look well over fucking 21 to 30, they still ask for your ID. Especially if you get someone else to pay for your things. Some bars, they just don't check at all, because it's a fucking Friday night, it's 10 p.m, no visible adults around you, so they don't really bother checking, because, you know, you're in a bar establishment, and, like, to be fair, I've looked the same for the past 5 years. No visible difference in my demeanor.
Because I can, or I'm just gonna talk to him probably. At this point, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I tried to do something and it didn't work, and I'm mad. And my boyfriend hasn't seen it, and he's coming over, and I'm scared.
He looks like comic accurate MJ, but only in the hair color, because she has like red, like to match that red. In the movies, it's kind of a piss poor blonde. I mean, the first film it was very, very red, and the next two was more orange. I didn't like that. It's so weird. I used to like Kirsten Dunst's, or Kirsten Dunst, not even know her name, her MJ. And then after seeing fucking Gwen in the Amazing Spider-Man films, and I go back, it's like, no, you're a bad person. Genuinely. Fuck me, it's insane. Damn, man, like imagine that. It's not even a love triangle at this point. It's that she's willingly and she got visibly annoyed when he moved on to Gwen. I don't know, I still love the Raimi films, but she was the weakest part, easily. I don't know if it's the writers or her, the way that she acted, but Walla bird, bird, bird's a walla bird. The bird, bird is a walla bird is a word. You ain't the sad eye. Lois. I bite her. It's okay, bite her. JDA's fucking. It's cheap. Fuck. Damn, it's even cheap on fucking online. I want to play GTA 5, but I know it's like a fucking 200-hour plot minimum. And majority of those hours online, and online is fucking boring. I'd love to get it, but I think I'd rather just play GTA 6. Because I never probably played GTA 5. I know everything about GTA 5 because I watched via YouTube. But I've only played... Like, the thing is, I really thought the first person you play as in GTA 5 was Franklin. But to an extent, that's false and true at the same time. It's the first person you play as in Los Santos. But the first people you play as is Michael. I don't think you play as Trevor in the introductory mission, but you play as... I think you play as Michael and Trevor, because you utilize... Because Trevor's power is shooting, Franklin's is driving. I don't know what Michael's power is. GTA 5, Michael... What is Michael's special ability? Oh, he gets the air kill. Trevor's ability is... I think when he gets shot at, his... So, he gets invincible. Okay, so what I thought... Technically, Trevor's and Michael's are the same, but Michael can get hit. Okay. But yeah, that's... I know Mount Chiliad. I know you can play golf, all these side missions. I know, like, the alien stuff. I know you can find Bigfoot. I know all that stuff. But I've only played it a little. I mean, I did the cheats one day, and I was on the PS3, 4 version. I remember when my brother was at a party, Dad went up to me like, "Oh, let's play Grand Theft Auto 5," because you know he was a minor at the time, and this was like when a game came out, so like 2013. So then he was like, let's play it, let's do it. And what I did was we played the first mission. And so maybe it took 30-40 minutes, and he just like, let's stop. Because, I don't know. And that was the last time I played it properly. I think I've played a couple GTA since. I think I fucked around with GTA 4 with my cousin, and I obviously played the iOS version of GTA 3, and that's why I know that they call a specific car Karuma. I'm like, that just is a car. Like, because the Japanese word for car is Karuma. Karuma. And of course I played San Andreas, but the thing is, I never played any missions in San Andreas. I always like to put on the hover cheat, you know, and remind me of the Crash Nitro Kart. The Crash Nitro Kart. Yeah, the Crash Nitro Kart, the racing, you know, how the wheels turn. Also, another thing that makes GTA 5 unique is that its map is square. It doesn't have 6 stars, it has 5 stars. That's why it's relatively unique in my brain, because I'm so used to circle maps in the top right. Sometimes a bit square, but that was like very obscure at the time. So I do wonder what the gameplay HUD will look like. That's like, if they announce a gameplay trailer, that'll be the number one thing I think a lot of people would want to know. Of course, they'll have a weapon wheel and all that stuff, but it's so weird. Like, it's one of the most sold games in history, you know. GTA 5. Like, I own a copy on Steam, and I never fucking play Steam. I got that game for free, I think, and my computer never run it. And we have the PS3 version, we have the PS4 version, and I can get the PS5 version whenever I want for relatively cheap, because they didn't really announce they're releasing on PS5, they just did it one day. And some people got it, some people didn't. And it's weird because a lot of people would consider GTA 5 a next-gen game, even though it was out for the PS3 for quite, like, nearly 2 years. I think they released it on PS4 in 2015, I think. 2 years after its release. Let's actually look that up. GTA 5 next gen. Yeah, March 2015. And then they released it on PC. I think they released it on PC soon after the next gen one, because it was very noticeable differences. Like, you can see the moving grass, you can go first person now, you can get the peyote plants. Like, there was a lot of things you could do on the PS4 version compared to the PS3 version, and I think that's the one that my brother ended up platinuming, was the PS4 version. And GTA 5 will, if 6 is kind of a failure, because it's one of the most hyped games of all time, if that's kind of a failure, people still say that GTA 5 is the quintessential game, whilst San Andreas has a lot of good highlights and moments. Infamous coffee mod, and GTA 4, like, people like GTA 4 story, but people don't like GTA 4's driving. People like the stories for 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, but like the gameplay wasn't at where it was at. And GTA 5 was just the best blend of everything. So if the story isn't as good as it should be, a lot of people's opinion on it will sink. You know, that's like, it'll, like, to an extent that, like, if Dark Ages to some people is like a weak entry, they will choose to not believe it exists. So they say the modern Doom games and only talk about 2016 and what's it called? And Eternal. which I do get, because like there's a lot of like a lot of hype behind this game. Like everyone's assuming this will be the first American USD $100 base game. And if that's the case, then it will set a precedent for every other AAA game. So like the next Assassin's Creed will be $100 or whatever, even though Shadows fucking, I think that whilst a lot of people bought that game, I think that is a flop compared to Valhalla. People loved Valhalla, but they hated the 100% aspect. Like that game did well. That's the only Assassin's Creed game I played. Basically, I played a little bit of that. That was the very first PS5 game I ever played, because it was one of those launch games. And it's coming out, what was it, December of next year? Yeah. Insane. So we got Avengers 5, GTA 6, you know, like arguably like some of the best stuff in years coming out. Like, I still want to know, I need updates for Marvel's Wolverine. Genuinely. Like, if we can get a because that game was meant to come out last year. It was announced, said coming fall 2024. And it's now, like, if they just announce it's coming out this year in November or some shit out of nowhere, I'm gonna like freak the fuck out, because besides like Ghost of Yotei and Borderlands 4, the next hype game for me is Marvel's Wolverine. Like, whilst I have all these other games I have left to play before any of these new games, like I want to play Expedition before Tony Hawk. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, I think. There's a lot coming out. There's a lot, even film wise, it's insane. Like I said, like fucking Ballerina, which is John Wick 5. We got Karate Kid 6 essentially, because we have the trilogy, the shitty one with that one actor, and we have the Jaden Smith one, so that's 5. So this is Karate Kid 6. That doesn't even include this TV show. If you include the TV show, which has 6 seasons, there's like I need a reference to at least Sam or Miguel, at least, because the fresh blood actors is what made that show as good as it was. Like, whilst it was fun seeing Johnny and Daniel like talk about old times, and seeing Chosen come back, and seeing Abby and so many of the OG cast come back, even Daniel's mum, everyone that could came back, you know. Terry Silver came back, Mike Barnes came back, Kreese came back, even random characters that no one gave a shit about came back. You know, like the tournament like announcer was one of the people that fought in the OG film. Like, cool, we don't know who you are. Like, so many people came back, even the friends, Johnny's friends, like a lot of people came back. And that's how you do a legacy series. I think it's the first time, and it's probably the only time where a legacy series has worked. Because it not only did people start watching Cobra Kai because of Karate Kid, but people started watching Karate Kid because of Cobra Kai. You know? A lot of people found the OG trilogy. A lot of people found the Jaden Smith film. And as a result of that success, they made Karate Kid Legends, which includes Daniel LaRusso and Jackie Chan. So 2 films together. I remember watching The Karate Kid in 2010 in cinemas. It was one of my earliest memories of watching films in cinemas. I remember watching it for the first time and my mum crying when Drake got, like, beat up by the Asian kid for the first time. What was his name? Chang? It's still weird that actor and I Show Speed. Uh-oh. Camera froze. That actor in I Show Speed did a like recreated that fight that I'm just referencing now. That was fucking hilarious. God. Okay. Let's begin the game. It's time to play the game. Can you hear it? When was the last time I played Rivals? It's been a long time. The one thing that I like about streaming is that all I can just do is sit down, play the game, and not worry about it. I mean, like, a lot of people would say, oh, make shorts out of it, make YouTube videos out of it. Like, do you know how much effort that would take to do? That one I don't have. Not only that, which I don't have, I know it will be for nothing. I mean, when I do the trophy stuff, I need to start that actually relatively soon, because I'm slowly getting behind on what I want to do.
Hey!
Hello.
How you?
What's the most hurtful thing you've been told?
Oh, I don't even want to say it out loud. Being with anyone after their ex felt wrong. It was in a different context. It was actually after we dated when we were friends, and they just kind of said it without thinking. But we dated after he broke up with an ex who was like real in love with. So being with anyone after her just like didn't feel right. It felt fake, and I was like, oh shit, cool. Yeah.
That my mom.
How was that painful? That was a compliment to you, was it not?
Cool. That my mom actually asked my dad to get me and my two siblings versus my dad taking us on his own volition. Yeah.
Said it. Cool. Yeah.
That my mom actually asked my dad to get me and my two siblings versus my dad taking us on his own volition. Yeah. Basically being told that my mom no longer wanted her kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I had been living with this narrative that my dad saved us, which he did. He still did. But he did it partially because he was prompted to do it. You know what I mean?
Does it still hurt?
No. Because, I'm so grateful for my dad for doing that. And I'm where I am and who I am because my dad saved us, essentially.
Was something that my sister said to me, or asked me, actually, it was a question. She asked me why she had Down syndrome and why I did not. And I think think it was sad because I had no idea how to answer. Because, yeah, I'm still working in my head through that one, why we're born certain ways. I think it's something I'll probably always deal with. But I think I'm definitely healing guilt, or healing, that feeling of guilt that I have for things that predate me, because she's older than me, and also that have nothing to do with me. I'm just a
Hello.
Hello.
Now, I recognize you.
Yeah, I have been here before. My name's Lucy Heath, and I came on before with my little dog Trip Hazard. I think the name must be memorable, I hope. Yeah, yeah. And it's the final.
I mean, getting in the final is
Yeah.
great, but I guess
Yeah.
you want to win, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to have another go and see how far we can get this time, really.
That's weird because a lot of people like apply to do this show, and like it takes years for them to get in. Yet some people can just randomly have an audition multiple times. Oh, that cat's scared.
Action sequences in this. Are you sort of, are you action?
I mean, it is warranted. I mean, if you don't know this, like, a lot of kids' first instinct is to be scared of stuff they're not used to, because if they see someone with a condition, whether they're sick or have a physical disability, one of the deep down things they think about without realizing they think about is like, what if this happens to me? And that's why they're scared and not comfortable around certain people. It makes sense. It really does. Like, if someone sees, like, with a very, like, bad physical condition, you can't help but not be scared. You need to train yourself to not be scared of it, because if you see, like, a severely burned victim, I don't think it's healthy to view that as being normal. You can see that someone overcame a trauma, but like you can't look at that and not feel a certain way. Like, I remember there was this channel I found quite a bit ago. I mean, I think I found it maybe a month ago again. I shared it on stream, where it was about interviewing kids and adults with like various conditions, whether it be physical or mental or not. And a lot of these thumbnails is the guy acting all smiley next to a very deformed child. And if you're a young, impressionable kid and see that on your feed, I'm shit you not, you'd be terrified. Like, kids with like no eyes in their eyes, is just these deep holes. Like, that's scarring, and I think you're allowed to be scarred from that. That's why you watch the video and get comfortable with it, but it shouldn't be a negative thing to be scared of something they don't understand. You know what I mean? That's like fucking 3 years ago, Charlie. I didn't really remember. What? Oh, that makes sense. That does. Bill Gates having Asperger's makes so much sense. You know, you see so much Sheldon Cooper in him, even though Jim Parsons, of course, isn't. He doesn't have Asperger's. But... That's pretty cool. That's cool. Your camera resolution's clearer than my vision. Okay, so I just watched a short where Charlie was talking about how if kids should like play like mature rated games, like, and the majority of the cases, like, if the parents know what the game's about, go for it. You know, like very strict parents would see again like God of War and say no to that because it's, you know, it has some nudity, some gore, but when you're a young kid, when you see nudity, you don't think sex unless you know what sex is. When you're like fucking 15 onwards, and when you're 15 onwards, or like more like 13 onwards, you're like, oh, it's fine. I can play this game. It's fine. You know, I was luckily not that restricted when it comes to games growing up. Like fucking hell, I told you, I grew up playing San Andreas, and it's not because my parents didn't know what the games were about. It's just that we knew what we wanted to play, and what we wanted to play, if it happened to be scary or gory, that's what it was. You know, I preferred playing Spider-Man, you know, Fusion Frenzy, Tony Hawk, you know, the very, like, child-friendly games. But then maybe Coben could have been like, oh, fucking Black Soldiers of Fortune, a Call of Duty, a, you know, GTA. But then it comes to the point where, like, oh, everyone wants to play the same type of game. And at the end of the day, games are designed to be fun and to be played. Wait. Beyonce's 43? Well, I think she was like 40 10 years ago. I don't understand what the bad thing is. I don't understand why singing the national anthem is bad. Why can't an American sing the national anthem? How is that tone deaf? That was cool. Why does this always happen? I find a YouTube channel and I binge their entire catalog.
things, I guess. MJ, I'll think about that one. I never actually even thought of... Oh, Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
As if you're not getting insane with that color. Like, I wanted to have fairy lights or whatever you want to call it around my room, but then I realized that, like, if it's like a bright color like a red or a blue or something, wouldn't that just irritate your eyes after a while? And not only that, having posters in the background, you like get like hallucinogenic, psychedelic experiences. Right?
Is it?
We're in the city of Ryul, right? That's the mission. Okay. Okay. You know the reason why most people don't know the difference between the reason why we use a blue screen or a what should I call it, a green screen? It's because sometimes people want to wear green. Station. Bro, I would have been depressed if I found out she was younger than me. Alright, let us scroll deep. How's it already been an hour since I started streaming? How can there be 10 secret areas only over just nearly 200? That doesn't make sense. City of Rule. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Cacodemons. I'm excited to see what that, because I've seen the redesign, and I'm not overly excited that they do. I can pin them. Does that mean it's gonna be? Ooh, that's cool. Is there gonna be 2 or 3? There is gonna be 3. Face tracker. What the fuck is the... Oh, we're getting the final weapon. We're getting a thing called a Dread Mace. Okay. The only downside about using the guard is that I tend to spoil myself. Is this just a massive eye?
Creed Maker, signal lost. Commander Thera, signal detected.
I'm going to the light. I'm not even controlling. He's doing this by himself. Sorry, that's not how water works. Okay. Am I expecting another boss fight? I don't want to do that just yet. Can I really break it with the shield? Oh! I can break it from the other side. I did not know that. Oh, this is a secret area if that is something we need to get. Can I move? There's no need to fight people here, but I don't think... What? Hang on, is this a boost pad? It is. I thought it was a massive health potion. Huh, okay. Oh, that's cool. It's getting old really fast. Gonna do that again. What? Oh. Ooh, what's there? $25. So but 25 of them already, and it's 3 secrets already done. You see what I mean? Like, who designed when websites have ads, it reloads after a certain amount of time? I fucking hate that. Go through the next ring, but ignore the next ring. $30. Continue to open a gate. Go through a point in it. Wait. Ah, I thought I got those two. It's like, why is this one mismarked? It's like, wait, no. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you going? Yeah, what could have been you? Your cosmic baron. Really? Where'd the Reverend go? No. I don't know what I'm blocking. Did I get at least one of them? Alright, barely. I was wondering what I was stuck against. Oh, I'm sorry. Really haven't done it once? Alright. Another one. Oh, okay. What the hell? I feel like, didn't I have the fucking 15-minute thing on? Certain gates in the cosmic realm are locked with cosmic eyes. To open these gates, align the frame with the cosmic eye and shatter it. Shatter the frame with your shield sword. haven't found a fucking Haste or a Berserk yet, and I'm annoyed. I was like, those power-ups were probably my favorite things about the other two games. I'm quite annoyed. Hang on. Yeah, I'm quite annoyed that they're not allowing me to do so.
The Old One has returned. Woe to all who stand before him.
I feel like I missed a bunch of stuff. What are you? I feel like this game's version of an Archville. Because 2016 had a summon on it. Acolyte. The city of Ryu. Let's read you, shall we? The cosmic realm is a dimension of unfathomable dread, where reality warps and sanity falters. Ancient structures of impossible geometry rise from blackened seas, their surfaces pulsating with unholy runes. The skies churn with colors unknown, inhabited by titanic beings that defy comprehension. The oracles of Argent, seers and keepers of forbidden knowledge, whisper of a theory that the wraiths, Argentino's ancient gods, may trace their origins to this very realm. $86, man. $86. I need less than 100 and we're done. It's so weird because I would normally just use this. But I like the simplicity of the OG shotgun. I don't know, part of my brain just wants a shotgun as the weapon I just have out. Because it doesn't fill up my entire space. I need to fucking try to get this done 8 or more demons of the single heavy splitter storm. Like it would be easy if